and welcome to Abntv newspaper review of today. Hi, I'm Ifeoluwa Desonya and my colleague.
I am Kenny Afolabi.
So here with me I have the Tribune newspaper and the Guardian newspaper. First of all, let's venture into the Tribune newspaper. Leaders of coalition set to meet again on platform for 2027. Barring a last-minute change, leaders of the coalition underworks by some notable opposition politicians ahead of the 2027 elections are expected to meet in Abuja today as part of the ongoing process of harmonization. The meeting is coming amid the option being considered by the leaders to either approach the Independent National Electoral Commission for the registration of a new party or adopt any of the existing opposition parties as platform to tackle President Bola Tinubu of the ruling All Progressive Congress for the 2027 presidency. Meanwhile, one of the leaders perceived to be the rallying force in the politics of the South-South is said to be the latest prominent politician said to be in favor of the coalition. His decision to back the movement followed what he considered as the unbridled intrigues being deployed by the power brokers in the APC to overrun the South-South preparatory to the 2027 election. Over to you, Kenny.
Here with me, I have the Punch newspaper and I have the Vanguard newspaper. Firstly, we are going to venture into the Punch newspaper. Group wants INEC to register a new political party. The Movement of the People, a political group inspired by the legacy of late Afrobeat singer Fela Anikulapo Kuti, has sought registration from the Independent National Electoral Commission as a political party. In a campaign titled, Register to Rise the People's Voice for Electoral Justice, the group sought to address what is described as a critical barriers to political participation in Nigeria, with a key focus on the timely registration of the mob as a political party. In a statement issued by its pro-tem chairman and musician, Seun Kuti, obtained on Sunday, it highlighted what is time a present concern, the need for mob registration by the Independent Electoral Commission before the anticipated statutory suppression of the registration in earlier 2026. Ahead of the 2027 general election, Kuti said, democracy cannot thrive when the political space is continuously restricted. Since 2018, no new political party has been registered in Nigeria. While 72 existing parties have been deregistered, this severe registration limits citizen political choice and undermines true democratic representation. Group wants INEC to register a new political party. The full details of these stories is inside the Punch newspaper for today. Over to you, Ifeoluwa.
Another story in the Tribune newspaper. Nigeria standing on four structural legs, says Bishop Akinwande Odugbeno. As the nation grapples with multifaceted challenges, the Bishop of the Ijebu North Diocese in Ogun State, Reverend Dr. Akinwande Godwin Odugbeno, has lamented the despicable state of the nation, attributing it to a warped federal arrangement. In presidential address delivered at the first session of the 7th Synod of the Diocese at the weekend, Bishop Odugbeno expressed sadness that the lofty hopes that independence birthed 64 years ago had vanished. He noted that the country has had 16 presidents and heads of state since October 1, 1960, whereas it is neither where it was at independence nor where it ought to be in the Committee of Nations. On the way forward, Bishop Odugbeno said things would get better when visionary leadership aligns with active citizen participation to drive meaningful change. Progress depends on consistent reforms in power, education, healthcare, and security backed by transparency and accountability, he added. The full details of this story is in the Tribune newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Another story here with me in the Punch newspaper for today. Democracy Day. Federal government declares holiday as Tinubu address national assemblies. The federal government has declared Thursday, June 12, 2025 as a public holiday to commemorate this year's Democracy Day celebration. On the celebration day, President Bola Tinubu will address a joint sessions of the Senate and the House of Representatives and the National Assembly's complex Abuja. The Punch report that June 12 was officially designated as Nigeria Democracy Day in 2018 to honor the annual 1993 presidential election, widely considered the freest and fearless of the nation's history, and won by the Chief M.K. Abiola. In a statement announced the holiday, Ministers of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, on behalf of the federal government, congratulated citizens on the occasion of 26 years of uninterrupted democratic rule in the country. June 12 represents our history journey to building a nation where truth and justice reign and peace is sustained and our futures assured, Tunji Ojo stated. Democracy Day, federal government declares holidays as Tinubu address National Assembly. The full details of these stories inside the Punch newspaper for today. Over to you, Philua.
Another story in the Tribune newspaper. My company paid 450 billion naira in taxes in 2024. Dangote tells Tinubu. President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, recently informed President Bola Tinubu that his group of companies paid a whopping 450 billion naira in taxes to the federal government coffer in 2024, thereby making it the highest tax-paying company in Nigeria. With this significant tax payment, Dangote companies have contributed more in taxes than all the country's banks combined. Dangote also revealed that despite paying 450 billion naira in taxes last year, the group is committed to spending additional 900 billion naira on road infrastructure across Nigeria. The Deep Sea Port Access Road, he said, is one of the several roads built and being developed by the Dangote Group under the federal government tax credit scheme. He praised President Tinubu's leadership, describing him as a courageous leader whose administration has revived investors' confidence in the private sector. The full details of this story is in the Tribune newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Another story here with me in the Punch newspaper for today. At the El Kabir, Nigerians must commit unity, progress seized by the cleric. The presiding pastors of Christ Apostolic Church at the Mango, Christ of Grace, Mercy Prayer Mountains Worldwide, Sam Alu, has called on Nigerians of all faiths to use and to commit this unity and progress of nations. Alu made this appeal in a message to commemorate the festival according to a statement released by his personal assistant Deji Ogunbuyisi on Sunday. He described Eid el-Kabir as a season of spiritual reflections, sacrifice, and gratitude, and emphasized its relevance to the broader goals of peace and nation building. This is a time for us to look beyond our differences and focus on what unites us as Nigerians, our shared inspiration for security, prosperity, and good governance. As we celebrate, let us renew our faith, not just in our religious convictions, but in our capacity as Nigerians to overcome challenges and build a better future for generations to come. He said, they clearly facilitated with Muslims nationwide and acknowledging the spirit of Eid el-Kabir as one of the acknowledging spirits of to know the cause for charity, sacrifice, and communal responsibility. He also called for moderation in this year's celebration and urging Muslims to be considerate of the economic difficulties confronting many families. Let us balance our festivals with empathy and kindness toward these less fortunate. At the El Kabir, Nigeria must commit to unity, progress, says the cleric. The full details of these stories inside the Punch newspaper for today. Over to you, Philua.
Now moving on to Guardian newspaper. Abiodun loads economic gains of Ojude Oba Festival. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has said that festivals like Ojude Oba are critical in the vision to promote local economy and attract global visibility. The governor speaking yesterday at this year's Ojude Oba Festival held in Ijebu-Ode said his administration will continue to promote the cultural heritage, not only for the benefit of the Ijebu people, but for the enrichment of humanity at large. This celebration aligns seamlessly with our administration development philosophy in building our future together agenda. Festivals like Ojude Oba are critical in this vision to promote the local economy, attract global visibility, and fortify our cultural capital. Our cultural heritage is a powerful tool for national development, he said. Abiodun described the Ojude Oba Festival as a powerful symbol of communal harmony, where religion, tradition, and modality coexist with the people living under the banner of a shared identity. According to heritage that connects the roots and offers direction in a changing world marked by social fragmentation. This year Ojude Oba is more than last year. it is more celebrated this year. I guess last year was an eye-opener to people, to
Okay.
Yoruba people, because we really embrace the culture. People in diaspora, they came,
Banane.
yes, they came to Nigeria, they came to Jebu to celebrate Ojude Festival. That is why Dr. Abiodun really applauds this year's one, because it's like an eye opener to embrace our culture. And it's not only Jebu people that celebrated this festival. Even Yoruba, they came to collaborate. It's like a great collaboration between
Blending
Yoruba
Yoruba.
to
Okay.
celebrate this festival, and it's really a good one, really commendable. I wish you can continue like this, that we can support one another and lift Yoruba culture and make it greater.
To promote the cultural
Yes, to
heritage.
promote the culture. You're following up. So over to
Okay.
you, Kenny.
So now we venture into the Vanguard newspaper. Implement welfare package for teachers. NUC urges Tinubu. The Nigeria Union of Teachers has appealed to the President Bola Tinubu to implement welfare packages approved by teachers by his predecessor Muhammadu Buhari since 2020. National President of the Union, Comrade Adu Uba, who made the appeal in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja yesterday, said 5 years after the federal government promised to implement a special salary structures and other welfare packages for teachers, the promises had remained unfulfilled. According to him, the unfulfilled promises are partly responsible for the broader challenges affecting teachers' moral, productivity and well-being. He then called on the federal governments and state governments to ensure full implementation of the approved incentives to boost the morale of teachers in the discharge of their professional duties. He listed some of the incentives to include payments of special salary scale for teachers in basic and secondary, reinductions of bursary awards to education students in universities and college of education. Others are the special teachers pension scheme to enable the teaching profession retain its experienced talent, as well as extended teachers retirement age to 65 years, among other incentives. Implement welfare packages for teachers. NUC urges Tinubu. The full details of these stories is inside the Vanguard newspaper for today. Over to you, Ifeoluwa.
In another story in the Guardian newspaper, rainfall destroys church houses in Gombe metropolis. A heavy rainstorm swept through the Tomfre area of Gombe metropolis on Saturday, causing widespread destruction to buildings, electric poles, and rooftops. Among the affected structures was the ECWA Good News Reservoir Church, whose roof was completely blown off by the storm. Eyewitnesses described the incident as devastating, as victims counted their losses while sympathizers assisted in clearing debris. The minister in charge of the church, Reverend Ephraim Buba, told The Guardian yesterday that the church was in section when the storm hit, but no life was lost. We accept this as an act of God, but we appeal to the state government and the state emergency management agency to come to our aid and help us face the destruction, he said. This is really a devastating story. We all need to be careful in this raining period, and we just pray that Almighty God should continue to protect us. I thank God that no life were lost, but their property was destroyed. But I just pray that the state emergency management agency should just do something about it, and their state government should do something about it. And we all should be very careful and be prayerful. Over to you, Kenny.
So another story here with me in the Vanguard newspaper for today. Minister of Steel highlights Tinubu's achievements rally support for 2027 elections. The Minister of State Development, Prince Shaubu Abubakar Adu, on Saturday hosted a high-level stakeholders meetings of All Progressive Congress (APC) at his country home in Ogbonisha, Ofu local government area, Kogi State. The interactive session was conveyed to highlight the achievements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administrations over the past 2 years and to mobilize grassroots support ahead of the presidential 2027 elections bind. Addressing party members and constituency, Prince Adu emphasized the administration board and reforms and development strides, and noting President Tinubu's unwavering commitment to tackling Nigeria's pressing challenges and revitalizing the economic, improving citizen welfare, and delivering democracy dividing across the nations. He noted that impact of these renewal agendas is already feasible, particularly at the grassroots level, and citing the reductions in the prices of some staple food as early signs of economic improvements. Minister of Steel enlightens Tinubu achievements, really supports for 2027 re-elections. The full set of these stories is inside the Vanguard newspaper for today. Over to you, Fiolua.
In another story in the Guardian newspaper, expert raises alarm over increasing death linked to tobacco use. An expert at the Delta State Ministry of Health has expressed concern over the rising death toll among tobacco users in Nigeria, calling for the heightened awareness and urgent action to address the epidemic. Speaking with the Guardian in Asaba, the Non-Communicable Disease Program Coordinator, Dr. Victor Opene, stated tobacco use remains a leading cause of preventable death worldwide. Opene, who also serves as the State Youth Coordinator for the Nigerian Cancer Society, cited World Health Organization status, revealing that tobacco kills over 7 million people annually. She highlighted findings from the 2012 Global Adult Tobacco Survey, which reported that 5.6%, 4.7 million of Nigerian adults aged 15 years or older use tobacco products. In this kind of situation, it is really alarming. The Ministry of Health should create an awareness for youth, most especially, in order to eradicate the usage of
drugs.
of tobacco, most especially because
drugs.
Yes, and hard drugs, because that has really killed some youth. As it is stated there, 15 years older, 15 years or older use tobacco products. Can you imagine? 15 years. It's not yet an adult. Taking the tobacco use. Yes, it doesn't really make sense at all. So an awareness needs to be created for youth in order to, or like I said, the tobacco product should be banned. But I'm not in the position of that. What I would just say is that just create an awareness for the youth,
So
because health is wealth, and it will be damaging their health, damaging their brain. So we need to build our youth. We need to build them to become a great leader, to be successful. So we need to collaborate together, come as one body, to not even only Ministry of Health, as one body to fight and eradicate the usage of tobacco use.
Tobacco use. Cocaine, everything.
Yes, so, not even only tobacco, even drugs. Yes, hard drugs in general.
So lastly, story here with me in the Vanguard newspaper for today. Trump travel ban in effect as citizens from 12 nations bailed for US. The President Donald Trump sweeping new travel ban came into effect early Monday immediately after the midnight and banning citizens from a citizen nations from entering the United States and revising the divisive measure from its first time. The move is expected to disrupt refuge pathways and further restrict immigrations as the Trump administration expands its crackdown on illegal entry. In announcing its restriction last week, Trump said the new mayor was spawned by a repeat terrorist attack and Jews in Colorado. The group has been protesting in solidarity with hostage held in Gaza, and when they were assaulted by a man, when the White House said they had overstayed this visa. Trump travel ban in effect as citizens from 12 nations bow from US. Can you see this story? A very interesting story.
Really very interesting.
The President Donald Trump was banned like 12 citizens to enter a US, that's United States. So they banned them maybe last week before they do the festival, the Ilaya festival. So they were banned not to enter the United States because of the terrorists, the killings of their people. So it was banned by the President Donald Trump. So they were banned like 12 nations. They enlightened the nations, but for entering that citizen, they were banned to enter their own country. So because of their terrorists, how they kill the people, the headmen, so everything. So it was a start. So everything disrupted of this pathway of further restrict immigrations. So they were set by the immigration to set up.
Can you imagine?
So this story was very. Anything left with you though?
No, not at all.
So that's what we have for you in our newspaper review. If you like to watch us live and direct on our WhatsApp page, you can click and follow us on WWABNTV Network. Likewise, on our social media, we have the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. On our Facebook, you can click like, share, make sure you subscribe and comment, and click on Abntv OSUN. Likewise, we have our YouTube. You can follow us on like, share, and make sure you subscribe and comment, and click on Abntv Nigeria as well. We also have our Twitter. You can follow us on Abntv OSUN as well. And lastly, on our Instagram, you can like, share, comment, and subscribe and click on Abntv Nigeria. My name is Kenny Afolabi and my co-colleagues here.
Ifeoluwa Adesanya.
So thanks for listening and thanks for watching, and I wish you a blessed and prosperous day ahead. Bye for now.